I got my Boshi shirt on. Subscribe if you like the Boshi. Hey friends, it's Akideris, and I have just caught up with Killing Stalking completely right now. Oh my motherfucking god! I just realized my window's open. Let me just close that. Okay, these poor kids are just, they're walking by and they have no idea the context of what I'm talking about right now. I'm sorry! Now there's just so much to unpack right now with Killing Stalking that I'm just going to jump right into it. So if any of you have no idea what Killing Stalking is, and you guys just don't want any spoilers, then feel free to go to any of the links in the description below. So many of you guys wanted to travel with me on this journey of Sang-woo and Yoonbum, a wonderful love story between two people who love each other very much. Kinda. So to all of my kept up Killing Stalking fans and masochists who just love spoilers, either way, I'm here to please both of you. So spoiler review coming in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, Sang-woo's mom! Did she rape him as a kid? I am so shook. This whole time, literally this whole time, I thought, I've got bullet points here and I'm not even following it because I am that shook. This whole time, I thought that Sang-woo's mom was just a sanctuary from his father. I thought that the past we were gonna see was full on going to be about his dad. And like, you know, as far as the mom goes, I thought the persona that we were given this whole time was that she loved Sang-woo with all her heart and that they were both victims of the father. I mean, they still kinda are. There's not much that has still been revealed about Sang-woo's dad right now. I trusted this woman to be the one that had all the innocence and the goodness in the world of this story, and then she turned out to be a damn psychopath. God damn it! She had to complicate everything! But in a good way with the writing, because I thought that it was gonna be like Zuko's mom from Avatar: The Last Airbender, where she was the one that always made Zuko feel safe and loved and cared for, and in a sense that she did, but she turned out to be psychotic, and then she raped her own son. She was a manipulator this whole time! Oh my god! I just cannot. I don't know what to believe about this story anymore. It's so good, but it's so messed up because you think of one thing, but then it makes you contradict that with another thing. I feel like I'm turning into Sang-woo right now, minus the killing. Well, then you just got a normal Sang-woo by that point. But anyways, back to present me. But let's just kind of review what has happened so far. I'm gonna go back a few chapters to when they were at the ski resort because this is where I started catching up last night. So first off with Sang-woo, what we're seeing that Koogi has done in the story so far is that we are seeing a lot of his past from mainly him and his mother and the relationship that she had with his mother. And I think it's just because of a combination of everything from the time he has been spending with Yoonbum, from almost getting caught by the police and murdering more people as we go along with this story. Sang-woo just seems to be hallucinating a lot more, and most of those hallucinations have to deal with his mother. He keeps seeing her everywhere that he goes. So there was that part at the ski resort that I'm still confused about, that lady he bumped into who looked a lot like his mother. I was very convinced that that woman was his mother, and there's a part of me that still kind of thinks that. But given the context, it seems that she was just someone who happened to look like his mom, and she died in the snow because some sort of accident had happened with her and her son. And as she's on the brink of death, Sang-woo learned something very important through this woman. When she's dying, he sees her son there, and he says to her, "I could save you, or I could save your son. I think it's better if you live because then you can live happily with the man that you love. You can have children for the rest of your life. This boy is not even your biological son, so why should you even care?" Let's reiterate what Sang-woo's world is, alright? He's obviously a psychopath. He kills people and feels absolutely no remorse. Given his terrible, terrible past, he has little to no regard or guilt to whatever he does to other people. She says, "Even though he isn't mine, I still love him. That is what true parental love is." And at this moment, I think Sang-woo's eyes were just open to what he lacked his entire life. This is something he just cannot comprehend. And Sang-woo asks her what should he do in this situation? How should he feel? And obviously she's dying, so she can't respond. And Sang-woo being, you know, Sang-woo, he just chokes her to death. Because Sang-woo. Another thing with Sang-woo is that he's starting to see that he is repeating the same things that happened to him as a kid and on to Yoonbum. You'll see like a the mirror image of everything that he's done to Yoonbum happened to him. And let's go to Yoonbum here for a second. He is completely unaware about Sangwoo's past. He has no idea why Sangwoo is the way he is. But given that Yoonbum has pretty much been abused and manipulated by almost every person that has been in his life, I feel like with Sangwoo, he has probably been both the worst and the nicest person that he has come across. I love that part too, where Sangwoo and Yoonbum got invited by the two girls to go out and eat, and then as the girls are kind of flirting with both of the guys, you see that Sangwoo is like grabbing Yoonbum's ass, kind of being dominating, being like, if you fucking say anything else, I will grab this ass and I will rip it off of your butt. Does that sentence even make sense? And Yoonbum is still so submissive to Sangwoo. He worships him. But the one thing I noticed that has been happening is that Yoonbum and Sangwoo are starting to act more like a couple than they ever have before. In comparison to when they first met and how it's been throughout most of the story, it seems that Sangwoo was just playing around with Yoonbum and manipulating him. Now it's kind of like that, but with a little love. So Yoonbum has been more confident to tell Sangwoo when something is wrong, when he feels that Sangwoo has said or done the wrong thing, more than normal anyway. Like when they were with the two girls and Sangwoo basically gave away everything that had happened. And then as Sangwoo is taking a bath, Yoonbum is all like, homie, why the fuck would you say any of that shit to those two bitches? Do you have any idea what you put us through? And Sangwoo's just like, whatever, man. I think one of the most fucked up things that has happened recently is that point where Sangwoo was going to introduce Yoonbum to his present, and it turned out to be his uncle. And I love that line that Sangwoo says where he's like, time to open your present. And by opening, I mean this guy's skull. So he whacks him until he's dead, and Yoonbum is completely displeased with this. I feel like I could use a better word than displeased. I mean, who else would want to see someone's skull crack in front of them? But the point being, not only was that some random guy, but it was his own uncle. Now you would think throughout everything that you've seen about his uncle that Yoonbum would actually not be as upset as he was. I'm sure that he would have freaked out either way, but I didn't think that he would feel regretful about the situation. As Sangwoo said, every time that Sangwoo has brought up the topic of his uncle, Yoonbum has never had any pleasant memories. Then all of a sudden, when Sangwoo starts killing him, Yoonbum immediately feels guilt and regret and starts thinking of these happier memories that he had with his uncle. And then he starts yelling at Sangwoo, being like, I didn't want him dead, I just didn't want to see him again. Which says a lot about the difference between Sangwoo and Yoonbum. As I said, Sangwoo can kill without any remorse or guilt for anything that he does. As with Yoonbum, he's still attached somewhat to the people in his life, and he doesn't necessarily want to kill anybody. He's just some weirdo that found himself in a pickle because all he wanted was another guy's pickle. And let's go over Detective Yang Sung-bae. There isn't too much that I can really add on. So Detective Yang Sung-bae is the one that knows in his gut feeling that Sangwoo is the culprit behind everything that has happened so far. But the last major thing that happened was that he almost caught Sangwoo, but Sangwoo played his cards right, which then involved with Detective Yang Sung-bae to get fired from the police force. So now, from where we see him, he is still out of the police force. Not much has happened yet since that point. The only big difference is that he's gone a little bit insane because of his over-obsession to capture Sangwoo, because he knows that it's Sangwoo, and he thinks that everyone is stupid if you don't see why. Alright, so going back to the part where Sangwoo killed Yoonbum's uncle right in front of him, what happened after that? Well, if you guys have kept up, Yoonbum was displeased, he yells at Sangwoo. Sangwoo is then a little bit confused about the whole situation because he thought that Yoonbum would like it. So, you know, in retaliation, he just gets up and leaves. This isn't the first time that Sangwoo has done something like this. This is one of his manipulating tactics, and two, that's just Sangwoo being Sangwoo. We don't really know where he went. We don't know what he was really up to. He just wanted to blow off some steam and just say fuck off to Yoonbum. He's an asshole and he knows it and everybody knows it. But he came back and he ends up being very nice to Yoonbum. He starts treating him with kindness and respect. He has him watch a movie, and during that he goes down to the basement and tries to take away the body parts of his dead uncle. Just your average Thursday night with two psychopaths, you know? And then let's just fast forward to that final scene. That final scene on the motherfucking table. There are a lot of sex scenes now happening between the two, but this particular one, I am so excited to see where Koogi takes this, because as Yoonbum and Sangwoo are doing the do on top of the table, and Yoonbum, you know, he takes control and he does his thing, you start seeing kind of a flashback and a mirror image of what Sangwoo is thinking of right now. You see that as Yoonbum, you know, is doing his thing, he sees his mother. That is so messed up. That is so messed up. I cannot stress enough about how fantastically written that this scene is, because this is the point that Yoonbum realizes that there's something else with Sangwoo that he never knew before, because Sangwoo then blurts out saying, Mom. Like, one of the things that, you know, people jokingly tell you that the worst thing that someone can do during coitus is somebody calling you the wrong name. How would you feel, though, if they called you by their parents' name? That's pretty messed up, wouldn't you think? If you don't think so, then I don't know what world you're living in. Maybe you're Sangwoo. I don't know. But that face on Yoonbum was like, he takes the corn out of his mouth. He was like super in the moment. He's like, bitch, what? And Sangwoo's like, fuck, what did I just say? So that's where it cuts off. That is a fantastic cliffhanger that we're left off with, and I am looking forward to everything that happens from this point on, because if Killing... My damn memory card filled up. Oh, sorry for this weird cut that I'm going through, but anyways, if Killing Stalking wasn't messed up enough already, it's going to get so much more chaotic after this. You guys can tell I am so exhilarated and also shook and so messed up in the head by Koogi's writing right now, but it's so damn fantastic. I'm gonna get that fucking poster right now. God damn it! These two are the most complicated characters that I have ever seen in a manga in probably my life. Like, as far as a relationship goes, these two are the most complicated that I have seen, and I love it. I love the psychological horror that Koogi has written. I love Killing Stalking. I love Killing Stalking. And I know that YouTube demonetizes every Killing Stalking video I make, but I love reading this thing. Now I'm at a point that it seems like Yoonbum and Sangwoo kind of want to be together, and it's like, I want them to be together, but I know it's messed up. They need to, like, fix their mental scarrings fast, but the way that they treat each other, it's like they were meant to be, almost. It's the most messed up relationship that I have probably ever seen in any sort of, like, comic in my life. At least one of them. I can't think of another that tops them, but this is definitely one of the most messed up couples that I have ever seen in my entire life when it comes to a comic. At the same time, I'm kind of looking forward to the detective finding out that it's Sangwoo, because I felt that during that chapter where, you know, they were in the police office and the detective Yang Sung-bae was so damn close. He was so close to nailing it, being like, I told you motherfuckers it was Sangwoo, and you guys didn't believe me. But watch, that chapter hopefully is about to come, and I will jump for joy, maybe. See, I'm at such big conflictions with these characters right now. It's so complicated, because you don't know whose side you're on now. You want to know more about Sangwoo's past, but you don't know if it'll necessarily fix anything. And you kind of want them to be together, because they treat each other with, like, kind of happiness and respect, because it seems like who else is gonna really give it to them, you know what I mean? But they're so messed up, like, they need to get arrested too. Like, there are innocent people out there that are in danger because these two people exist. So maybe they'll live happily in jail together, or in the soil forever. I don't know. Anyway, so that's everything that I'm gonna cover with Killing Stalking right now anyway. I always wait for just, you know, a couple of chapters to pass by before, you know, I make another video on these, so that I have a lot more to collect here. But you guys tell me, just what do you think so far? Do you want Sangwoo and Yoonbum to be together? Like, legit, do you want them to be together, or do you think that they should both die in a hole deep into the earth? Do you think they should both get arrested? Because right now I'm in conflictions at the moment, because we're seeing a lot of things about these characters. I mean, okay, first off, Sangwoo has already stated that he is not gay, and I'm sure that that comes from the complication that he really doesn't care if Yoonbum is a dude. The point is that he looks like his mom, who was a big portion of his life. Like, so Yoonbum, boy or girl, whatever he is, he just sees his mom. That's really all it comes down to. He doesn't care. And it's so messed up, but it's so well written. Oh my god. I need to calm down. Dude, I would love Koogi to sign this. If I ever meet Koogi, I will, like, give them a pat on the back. I'm having such a good fucking time reading reading this, man. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Killing Stalking. Like it or hate it, let me know in the comment section down below. But I will continue reading it whether or not, you know, whatever anybody thinks. I love this damn story. So subscribe to my channel for all the boshi and all of the anime otaku related content if you must, or up until the next Killing Stalking review, I guess. And I will see you guys in the next video.